Welcome to today's mystery. Our cast of characters begins with Claire Dalton, a young woman who is bright and endlessly curious, and who wants to get on with life's adventure. She's accompanied by her father, Roger Dalton, her mother, Miriam, and her personal maid named Maria. They all boarded the train together as the sun rose in California. The next morning, although the train had never stopped, the doors had never opened, Claire Dalton was gone. This is the case of the missing girl. A fast, modern train speeds through the wilderness, its passengers enjoying the scenic ride from California to New York. Passing through deserts, forests, and wide-open plains, the ride has been smooth. Among the passengers is a young woman named Claire Dalton, traveling with her parents in two joined private cabins in the back of the train. Claire is seen leaving her cabin to go get breakfast in the dining car, but by the stroke of 10, Claire is gone. Her cabin empty, her luggage undisturbed. Luckily for Claire's family, Detective Edmund Fairfax is also on the train, enjoying the ride from the west coast to the east. Here is where our story begins.
A light fog is coming down outside the window of the train. I love the rhythmic clatter of the wheels on the track. There's something about a train that a plane just can't compete with. Just as I take my last sip of tea, I hear a sharp knock at the cabin door. It isn't the car attendant's usual polite tap. It's firm, insistent, urgent. It's the conductor, Mr. Bennett.
Hello, Detective. I hate to bother you, but we've had an incident.
Oh?
Yes. One of the passengers is gone. Missing.
Missing? You mean someone got off at the last stop and didn't get back on?
Not exactly. Why don't I explain? There's a girl by the name of Claire. She's been traveling with her mother and father all the way to the end of the line in New York City. And now, well, she's gone. She disappeared from the train this morning. Her parents were having breakfast in the restaurant car, and when they came back, she was gone. Her ticket and belongings are still in her cabin, but she's nowhere to be found. Locked from the inside, and there's no sign of a struggle.
All right, Mr. Bennett. I'll take a look.
Thank you, Detective.
Lead the way. The Dalton family has two private cabins, and I must say, they're the most beautiful rooms I've ever seen. The Dalton's car, a spacious interior adorned with rich, polished wood paneling, creating a perfect balance between elegance and the natural world outside.
The parents have this room here. Claire's cabin is at the very back.
Mr. Bennett waits in the hallway while I take pictures of Claire's cabin. The room is impeccably neat, save for a few curious details that immediately catch my attention. A faint scuff mark on the windowsill, a single white glove under the bed, the size to fit a man. A picture is certainly beginning to form. Finally, I see a book left open on Claire's bed. Tucked between the pages is a torn note. What's this? A map? Interesting choice of reading material. Mr. Bennett was right. The windows are closed and locked from the inside. I think I have all I need here. I meet with Mr. Bennett back in my cabin.
So, how did it go?
It went well, but I have a few questions for you. Did the train stop or slow down at any point before Claire's disappearance?
No. Not today. We've been running at a steady 80 miles per hour since last night. She was last seen this morning by her maid. If you think she did something reckless, like jumping out the window, I assure you, she couldn't have.
Perhaps. I'd like to speak with her father first, then her mother. I tuck the map into my pocket and gesture for Bennett to lead me to the lounge car. I'll figure out where the girl is. I have to admit, I love a challenge. Roger Dalton is a beast of a man in a luxury suit. The sharp lapels and perfectly pressed seams hint at meticulous attention to detail, yet they do little to soften the man. I take a seat across from Mr. Dalton, who is visibly frustrated. After a brief exchange of pleasantries, Mr. Dalton wastes no time expressing his concerns.
I don't understand why they aren't stopping the train. Don't they realize my daughter is missing? The staff searched the bathroom, the kitchen, and even the luggage compartment. She's gone.
Yes, sir. I understand your frustration.
I doubt that.
When was the last time you saw your daughter?
I checked on her after dinner last night. I always make sure she's in bed and comfortable.
How was her demeanor at dinner?
I don't know. I mean, she seemed fine. She didn't eat much, but she'd been in a mood the entire trip. I don't think she wanted to move.
What do you mean she didn't want to move?
Yes, we're relocating to New York. I enjoy the city, and I have business interests there. She wasn't thrilled about the trip, but she understood why we had to make the move. Lately, though, she's been distant.
Do you think she missed her friends?
I suppose.
I see. When you checked on her after dinner, was she in a better mood?
She was already in bed when Maria opened the door.
Maria?
Her caretaker.
I see. So Maria opened the door, and Claire was in bed.
Yes, she was reading. She's into mystery books. She can't put them down.
Got it. And where did Maria sleep? In the cabin with her?
Yes, she slept on the sofa at the foot of Claire's bed.
So when you last saw her, Claire was reading in bed?
Yes. Well, no. I checked on her one last time before going to bed, but she was clearly asleep.
And what time was this?
About 10 p.m.
And you didn't speak to her?
No, Inspector. As I said, she was asleep. I saw her head sticking out of the covers.
Was she facing you?
No, but I saw the top of her head. She was breathing heavily, almost snoring. Why? What are you getting at with these ridiculous questions?
Nothing, Mr. Dalton. I'm just covering my bases, that's all. I assure you. And Maria?
She was on the sofa at the foot of the bed. Also, asleep.
With blankets on?
Yes. They both had thick covers on. We have a heater in our car, but Claire's cabin doesn't.
I can tell Mr. Dalton is getting irritated. I better wrap it up. Was there any other way out of her cabin besides the window? Could she have simply walked out?
No. She'd have to go through our cabin for that. My wife is a light sleeper. She would have woken up. I'm telling you, Detective, she just disappeared.
My next interview is with Mrs. Dalton. She's in the restaurant car having a cup of tea to calm her nerves. She sits at a small table near the window. A delicate porcelain teacup trembles slightly in her hands as she gazes out at the endless expanse of countryside rushing by. She looks up as I take a seat. Mrs. Dalton, let's start at the beginning. When did you last see your daughter?
We ate dinner together as a family.
Did she seem anxious about anything? Upset, perhaps?
She seemed perfectly fine. Happy, even. We were chatting about the move. She seemed to have finally come to terms with it. We've always been close, you know. She tells me everything. Or at least, I thought she did.
What do you mean?
I only recently found out. She had a boyfriend, a young man from the city. She hadn't told her father, of course. He'd never approve.
How did you find out about him?
I'm embarrassed, Detective. I read her diary.
I see. And why do you think she hid this relationship from you and Mr. Dalton?
Her father is controlling at times. Protective to a fault. She knew it would cause a fight. I think she kept it from me because she thought I'd tell him. But I wouldn't have. I never would have. I just wish she had trusted me.
Did anyone else know about this relationship?
Perhaps Maria. She and Claire were like sisters. Claire trusted her with everything.
And this boyfriend? Do you know his name?
No. No, I don't.
Interesting. One last question, Mrs. Dalton. Who was the last person to see Claire before she disappeared?
Maria. They shared a cabin at the very back of the train.
Thank you, Mrs. Dalton. That will be all for now.
Detective, please. Find my daughter.
Rest assured, Mrs. Dalton, I intend to. Mrs. Dalton places a photo of her daughter on the table. I take it and put it in my pocket. My next interview is with Maria, Claire's personal caretaker. Maybe she can shed a light on this mystery. Maria sits nervously on the edge of a small bench, her hands fidgeting with the hem of her apron. Her face is pale, her eyes darting between the floor and her lap. Maria, I understand this has been a difficult day for everyone. Let's start with what you know. When was the last time you saw Claire?
Miss Claire wasn't feeling well after dinner. I poured her a cup of tea and she went to bed. There's really nothing more to report than that.
When did you last see her, Maria?
In the morning. I saw her get up from bed, put on her slippers, and go into her parents' cabin.
And then?
I assumed she was having breakfast with them. That's the last time I saw her.
So you were still in her cabin when Mrs. Dalton arrived?
Yes, sir. I was making her bed when Mrs. Dalton came in about half an hour later. She looked confused.
Maria, I understand you were close with Claire, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I mean, we got along well enough. She was kind to me, always polite.
Polite? That's not the same as being close. Mrs. Dalton mentioned you and Claire were like sisters.
She thought that, I suppose. I did what I could to be there for her, but the truth is, Claire didn't really confide in me. Not the way people think.
You knew about her boyfriend, though, didn't you?
Her boyfriend?
Yes. Mrs. Dalton said Claire might have trusted you with that.
I knew she'd been seeing someone. She mentioned him once or twice, but she never told me his name or much else. It wasn't like she poured her heart out to me.
Did she seem upset this morning? Nervous?
I know she didn't want to move to the East Coast. She likes California.
I see. One more thing, Maria. Mrs. Dalton told me she thought Claire trusted you with everything. If that's not the case, why do you think Claire and her mother wanted me to believe you were so close?
Because it's what they wanted to believe. Claire wasn't as open with anyone as she seemed. Not with me, certainly.
Interesting. Thank you, Maria. You've been helpful. I need to sit down with Mr. Bennett again. I'm slowly unraveling this mystery, but I need just a little more information. Mr. Bennett, I need to know about your staff. Did you know them all personally?
Personally, no. The season just started. And with that comes a fresh crew. Happens every year.
New staff for the new season. Understandable. But how much do you know about them?
Well, we don't just hire anyone off the street. We do our due diligence.
Due diligence? Care to elaborate?
Background checks. Every porter, every server. Everyone who works on the train is vetted. I personally review the reports.
And what did those reports say? Did anything stand out? Any red flags?
Nothing out of the ordinary, clean records all around. If there had been even a hint of trouble, they wouldn't have gotten the job.
And you're certain of that? You said you don't know them personally, but someone could look good on paper and still be hiding something, couldn't they?
I suppose it's possible. But like I said, nothing stood out during the hiring process.
All right, then tell me, how do they perform on the job? Anyone acting nervous? Out of place?
Now that you mention it, there was one porter, David. Keeps to himself more than the others. Friendly enough, but something about him feels off. He's punctual, does his work without complaint. Nothing I can put my finger on. Come to think about it, I saw him talking to Claire when she was walking to her cabin. I thought it was a professional interaction, but maybe it was personal.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. What can you tell me about this map?
It's part of a map given to all train porters. It's our route through the mountains. We went through them last night.
Wonderful. I'd like to speak with David now. I sit across from a porter named David. Young guy, strong and silent. David, you've been on this line for a little while now, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I just started this season.
Mr. Bennett speaks highly of you, says you're punctual, hard-working, but he also mentioned something interesting. Said you tend to keep to yourself.
I just focus on my work, detective. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Not at all. David, do you recognize this glove?
Sure, it's a porter's glove.
Is it your glove?
Of course not.
Are you given an extra pair?
No. We only get one pair, and we clean them overnight. Every night.
Are you tired, David?
Yes, I'm covering for another porter. He's sick with a stomach bug.
Oh, what is his name?
It's Eric. He's been in his cabin for days. He's very sick, and I've been working a double shift for days. I'm just tired.
I see. Tell me, did you know Claire Dalton?
No, of course not.
No? That's funny because witnesses said they saw you talking to her more than once during the trip.
I mean, sure, we talked. She's a passenger, and it's my job to assist, that's all.
Is that all? Because here's what I think, David. You weren't just helping Claire as a porter. You were helping her disappear.
That's not true. You can't prove anything.
Not yet, but I will. You see, secrets have a funny way of coming to light, David. So why don't you save us both some time and tell me what you're hiding?
I'm telling you, I'm not hiding anything. This is ridiculous. I didn't even know the girl.
He is lying. I just don't know why. Thank you, David.
This is the end of our mystery. Okay, dear audience, do you know what happened to Claire? What clues did you see? Detective Fairfax begins to log his investigation, meticulously piecing together clues and statements from the passengers, crew, and Claire's own family. According to Claire's father, he last saw his daughter at 10 o'clock the prior evening, sleeping after reading a book. The last person to see her was Maria. She saw her leave the cabin in the morning, thinking she was having breakfast with her parents. The train hasn't stopped since she disappeared. She was seen talking to a porter. David, yesterday. Next, we have Detective Fairfax's instant photos. The locked window with a faint scuff mark on the windowsill. The single porter's glove found on the floor of her cabin. The map. There was a torn piece of map found in a book on Claire's bed. So, viewers, who do you think did it? What or who caused the disappearance of Claire Dalton?
Hello, I'm here to speak with Claire.
Absolutely not. Who are you?
My name is Detective Fairfax. Claire's parents are very worried about her.
Let him in, Eric. It's okay. Hello, Detective. How did you find me?
I didn't find you. You wanted to be found. Eventually.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I think you do. You planned this, Claire. Every step of it. You jumped from the train when it slowed to make that sharp turn near the ravine. Perfect timing. And you didn't do it alone, did you? Your boyfriend Eric here, the porter who pretended to be ill so he could be out of sight. He helped you, didn't he? He knew the train's schedule, the stops, and the perfect moment to make you vanish without a trace. With David's help, of course.
Yes, he's my cousin. He got me the porter job.
And then there's Maria. Loyal, devoted Maria. She helped too, didn't she? Pretending to be you, lying in your bed, making it seem like you disappeared hours later than you actually did. Clever, almost perfect.
You think you know everything, don't you?
I know enough. So why don't you tell me the rest?
You're right. I planned it. I needed to get away. I was trapped. Expectations, responsibilities. Everyone telling me who I was supposed to be. I couldn't breathe. So I took the chance to disappear. To start over, somewhere no one could find me.
Claire, Eric. Quite the hiding spot you've got here. I followed your muddy footprints from the railroad tracks, right to the red X.
Claire was running from a life she hadn't chosen. I helped her because I couldn't stand watching her suffer. And I love her. She didn't do anything wrong, Detective. She's innocent.
You both went to great lengths to pull this off. Jumping from a moving train, faking a timeline, using Maria to cover your tracks by locking the window from the inside. Sounds like a lot of effort for someone who's innocent.
Maria. She's my best friend.
Yes, I noticed the necklaces you wear. 2 halves of 1 heart. She tried to make it sound like you weren't very close in order to throw me off the scent. But it didn't work. Your necklaces made it obvious she was lying.
Claire needed to get away. You don't understand what she was dealing with.
Then help me understand. Because from where I'm standing, you staged a disappearance that left a trail of fear and unanswered questions.
It wasn't about hurting anyone. I just couldn't breathe anymore. Everywhere I turned, there were expectations. How to look, how to act. And I was in love with Eric, but I couldn't even tell my parents.
And now, are you going to keep running, or face what you left behind?
Detective, please tell my parents I'm safe. I'm just not ready to see them yet. I'll come back when I'm ready.
All right, if that's what you want.
Thank you, Detective.
Detective Fairfax did it again. He pieced the evidence together and came up with the solution. Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit us again for our next mystery.